First it was this. And now it's this. Donald Trump was booed yet again at another sports event, this time at a UFC fight in New York City. This comes after the 45th president recently changed his permanent residence from New York City to Florida. But it also comes after he was booed at a World Series game between the Nationals and the Astros. Now, there are some news outlets that are claiming Trump was both cheered and booed as he entered Madison Square Garden to a UFC packed audience. But when you listen to these videos, that doesn't sound like a warm response to me. Now, the crazy thing about both of these instances is, one, to be booed at America's pastime was a startling representation of the public consensus towards the 45th president. Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! But then to be booed at a UFC audience, which, if you talk to anyone who understands the UFC, you wouldn't say it's the most liberal of audiences. Even at some of his most troublesome times as president, Barack Obama was always greeted with, more often than not, standing ovations, and celebrated as someone who holds the Oval Office and is respected.
It's Mr. Barack Obama! MVP! MVP!
When it comes to Donald Trump, it seems that nobody wants to stick to sports whenever he shows his face at any of these events. Anyone who criticizes the booing and says that we, as they did on MSNBC after the booing at the baseball game, and say we should not be booing any president, I just want to remind those folks of what Donald Trump said about NFL players when they were exercising their First Amendment right to protest. That's right, you called them sons of bitches. So when you are saying that this is beneath us in our response, or what we should be doing in response to this president, you have to keep in mind the context of the person involved and the ways that he has showcased his point of view towards many in the sporting world. I remember quite vividly his comments towards Steph Curry. I remember that he has openly suggested that he disinvited many of those who wouldn't attend the White House anyway after winning sporting events. He has firmly inserted himself within the sports world, so they have every right as sports fans to let this president know what they think of him whenever he decides to show his face at these events.